Hi cuties, I'm gonna start this video off with a simple question. Have you ever felt the need to just simply float through the air, aimlessly going wherever the wind takes you? No? Okay, well, recently I dusted off the slide top convertible super slim PlayStation 3 and popped in the Journey PS3 collection. I'm sure many of you may be familiar with that gem of a game that brought tears to my eyes upon first playthrough, but today I'd like to speak about its lesser known cousin, Flower. This video game right here is super slept on in recent times, and I felt the need to bring it up again because I love to reminisce on lesser known titles that need a little bit more loving. Before we go balls deep, I'm gonna give y'all a little background though. So basically, That Game Company, yes, that's their name, created a little flash game titled Flow. One of the best flash games I've ever played, might I add, which eventually became a sleeper hit and led them to creating a game with a similar premise but a separate setting, Flower. Released in 2009, originally for the PlayStation 3, published by Sony themselves, and I actually first played it on the PS Vita, where the graphics are comparatively identical, if I do say so myself. I mean, take a gander here for yourself. It's really hard to tell them apart, honestly. The controls are basically the same on both consoles, where you can either utilize the motion control and tilt the wind by steering that motherfucker like a Mario Kart racing wheel, or by simply using the sticks. I will say right off the rip though, the gameplay isn't super thought-provoking or challenging in the slightest, but I will say it feels like playable art, like Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, or even Journey. I personally feel like the best time to play this game is when you're locked in at night, just fully immersed, where it feels like you're being transported to another dimension, and the simple sounds of wind swooshing around you as beautiful music plays with every flower you blossom is just simplistically gorgeous, dog. If you know me, Jack the Ripper, you know I love a good rhythm-based game, and while I wouldn't necessarily classify this one as a rhythm-based game, every time you change wind directions over a certain flower, a little jingle plays that's reminiscent of a wind chime perhaps, and it just makes my tummy feel nice and warm, okay? I'd actually go as far to say that this game is something like a Katamari Damacy, mayhaps, as you're just guided along a world, sucking up everything, and you hear the most fantastic music swallowing your eardrums. There is 6 levels in this game, 7 if you want to include the credits and be all technical bitch, but yeah. Each level begins with you in a random apartment as you see a new flower in a singular pot, that then transports you to whatever dimension that flower resonates with. As I stated previously, the gameplay is simply going through the motions of nature's windy course, as you light up other flowers along the way, and pressing any other button on the controller simply just speeds up the wind, and you're guided with the wondrous acoustic and woodwind heavy soundtrack that was actually released as an album. Someone please buy this for me right now. I do realize while this game may not seem like it has much to offer, the way this game is able to evoke such a surprisingly emotional response out of me is just truly mind-blowing, especially for a game with 0 text or dialogue. It was almost an introspective experience for me, and it's kind of hard for me to put it in words, so I just urge you, whoever is watching this video right here, to pick up the sticks and play this game, and get locked into the ambiance, and tell me if you feel the same way as me. Flower's creator, Genova Chen, I hope I said that right, please, spoke about how PlayStations are essentially portals to other places that you can take, and he wanted Flower to be one that could transport you into nature, and he's totally right. Although I was playing on a weak-ass 27-inch monitor, the game connected with me and sucked me in almost like a damn windy tornado or something. In the modern gaming climate of 2024, cozy games are often lauded for how relaxing and yummy they make you feel while playing, and I can think of no better example for that than Flower, which I forgot to mention earlier, also ended up getting scooped up by Annapurna for republishing on PC and mobile, so if you ever decide you need a soothing game session while boo-booing, please download this game and check it out yourself. At the time of its release, it had a $9.99 price tag, which garnered a little bit of critique simply for it being just an hour-long-ish game and not having much replay value. It's funny to think that in 2009, $10 was seen as a big-ass price tag for an indie game of this stature, because if this shit got remade for PS5, you already know it'd be 70 smackarooskies. Despite that little conundrum, it still reviewed super well, especially the PS4 version that got a whopping 9.5 out of 10 on IGN. Not sure where the 0.5 went in that score, but yeah, it's still nice to see it sitting at a serviceable 87% on Metacritic, where I feel it rightly belongs. Flower is just a video game where you're livening up the areas wherever the wind inhabits, and playing it can do the same for your spirit. I swear, Playing this game while upset surely could turn that frown upside down, as it's impossible to be perturbed while experiencing such a beautiful piece of art. The director, of course, went on to produce Journey, which feels similar to Flower in a few ways, and was rightfully appreciated on the gaming scene as a one-of-a-kind, well, journey. That game company's most recent title is Sky, Children of the Light, which is just a cute multiplayer free-to-play game, and it's just great to see that they expanded upon their artistic gameplay formula that started with Flow and Flower, and are still pushing along, bringing more happiness to this world. Flower is forever stamped in my heart as a genuine playable poem, and was actually inducted into the Smithsonian American Art Museum, garnering praise for its zen-ass approach to gameplay, and it's just great for the soul, okay? So, there you have it, Flower. It's been released pretty much everywhere except Xbox at this point, and you should probably save it for a rainy day if you ever feel the need to reinvigorate a sense of happiness inside of yourself. Anyways, yeah, tell me what you guys are thinking down below. Are you gonna check this out if you haven't already? And if you have participated in this windy simulator, what are your personal thoughts on it? I'd love to hear from you guys, cause maybe I'm just overhyping mid. Who knows, dude? But that's about it, my yummies. Drop a flower petal on the like button, maybe some grass on the subscribe, and I love you guys.
Bye.